morning and thanks for joining us. Policing can be one of the most honorable and toughest jobs out there. 15 members of the Thunder Bay Police were honored for their long service at an awards ceremony last night. 3 different categories were recognized. A Police Exemplary Service Medal was handed out to recognize 20 years of loyal service to law enforcement. The service bar is given to someone for 10 years of service in addition to the 20 years of service. And the Dedication to Service Award was given to civilian members with over 30 years of service to citizens in Thunder Bay.
Service, we have 20 and 30-year people who've been on the job, both civilian and sworn police officers, being recognized for 20 and 30 years of service. Last year we had a 40-year member actually. And it's a nice night to recognize the work they've done within the organization and for the community.
In addition to those awards, an International Peace Operations Medal was presented, and the Common Security and Defense Policy Service Medal was presented to Sergeant John Reed for his service in Afghanistan. Well, the return of independent music stores in Thunder Bay will see the city participate in an international event for the very first time. Tomorrow is a Record Store Day, a celebration that takes place on every continent but Antarctica. Locally, both New Day Records and Hard Copy Records will be hosting events. People have been coming into Hard Copy Records for weeks asking if the store would be hosting an event, and they are expecting quite a big crowd. More than 100 exclusive pieces of vinyl will be made available at the store on Saturday. There will also be a draw for the upcoming show, City in Color.
We're the official store for Record Store Day in Thunder Bay, and it's going to be our first ever. So it's going to be lots of fun. We're going to have cupcakes supplied by Sweet Escapes Bakery, which is across the street. We're also going to be having coffee. And we have also a lot of records that aren't released until Record Store Day as well.
Saturday will see the release of roughly 700 rare and limited titles. New Day Records and accessories on St. Paul Street will also have free food, live music, and giveaways in addition to exclusive albums. Owner William Rutledge says there's a lot of excitement about music in the city with the 2 independent stores now up and running.
Thunder Bay has been without an independent music retailer since the closure of St. James Stereo, at least one entirely focused. Enough that they're ordering from distributors so they can be involved in something like Record Store Day when it happens. So 2014 is exciting because now that we have several independent music retailers, we can finally celebrate Record Store Day.
Both stores will be opening their doors at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for the event. Well, a 9-year-old Thunder Bay girl, Isabel Moretin, has decided to shave her full head of hair in honor of her 8-year-old sister Angelina, who has a rare disease called eosinophilic granuloma. The disease, in which white blood cells are produced, build up in certain parts of the body where they form tumors and can damage organs. Angelina was discovered to have tumors in the bone of her right arm, spine, and both sides of her hip bone. They are benign, but her body's defense are fighting the tumors off with no need for chemotherapy or radiation treatments. The Moretin family has been raising money for Camp Quality in Northwestern Ontario through their Crazy Hair campaign to help give back to the organization that's had a huge impact on their lives. Angelina's sister and father both shaved their heads last night to show support for their daughter and their sister.
Isabella has a head of hair that she wins Crazy Hair Day all the time. She's never had a haircut in her life. And this was her way of showing her love for her sister and for Camp Quality.
I'm getting it cut because I want to make a wig for children that are going through chemo, and when they lose their hair, I bet some girls want like some hair, and so I just want to shave my head so they can have that.
I felt good that she was doing it and proud.
The girls' school has also been doing some fundraising of their own to support Isabella's efforts. Ogden Community Public School has hosted a bake sale, pajama day, and a Crazy Hair Day to contribute to the campaign. Well, the fight against violence towards women needs to start at an early age. That's why the Lakehead Elementary Teachers Union have organized the 4th Annual Boys Conference. The event teaches male students in grades 6, 7, and 8 how to be more aware of gender issues and violence towards women. Phil Darlington has more.
Around 70 male students representing different schools across the city attended the various workshops. This is the 4th year for the seminar, and Lakehead Elementary Teachers of Ontario Vice President Blake Pennycook is happy with the results so far.
Oh, I think we're very happy with it. We've got a really good routine and regimen that we've been running for 4 years now. We make little changes here and there, changes in our presenters, our speakers, but the message remains the same, which is a message of anti-violence.
I think they're excited to have a chance to come and do something different for a day and to see some different role models in the community and to have some different speakers.
Paddington has been leading a workshop on messages in the media and how to decode what the boys see and hear.
Things that we almost take for granted when we're watching TV or watching movies and the messages that they're getting on how to be a positive male in the community.
Messages in music in my last class, like how there's messages in music, like in most Eminem songs, it's about his problems that he's had through his life. So like about having to deal with drugs and alcohol abuse and stuff like that.
In school, they really talk about it a lot and try to get you to know that it's not right if you don't feel happy or if you're always feeling sad in a relationship.
Other elements surrounding violence towards women and gender equity are also being taught and discussed.
Stress management, effective ways to deal with stress, looking at messages in marketing and advertising directed towards boys, messages in media, music, movies, and how they can, giving them the toolbox and the toolkit they need to properly understand issues around violence, our gender issues, anything that can define what it means to be masculine male in our society.
The grades 6, 7, and 8 students are being targeted for this conference because Pennycook says they can implement the most change before the students move into their adolescent years. Phil Darlington, TBT News.
The mayor of Oliver Papoon says she's ready to run for another 4-year term in this October's municipal election. Lucy Kloosterhuis has filed her nomination papers and says she hopes voters in Slate River, Kakabeka, and Murillo will re-elect her once again.
Why would I want to continue? To tell you the truth, I thoroughly enjoy it. It has really been a challenge, especially over the last 4 years, because we're trying to find our way around provincial and federal restraints, the lack of funding and so on. But I feel our municipality is holding itself together, and we've worked well as a council, and I'm really interested in continuing on if possible.
Kloosterhuis was first elected in 2003 and was returned to the top job in 2006 and 2010. She says she wants to see her community of 6,000 people continue to flourish with new commercial and residential development.
Going up, there's more people coming into the municipalities. There's a lot of activity in the municipalities. There's more commercial, industrial moving in, and just the once in a while pat on the back from someone in the municipality that says thank you for doing this or doing that, and I'm really enjoying it.
So far, no one has filed nomination papers to run against Kloosterhuis. If she wins again and serves another full term, it would make her one of the longest serving mayors in this region with a total of 15 years at the helm. Well, what could be better for a kid than to dress up in a costume and run around searching for candy? The kids in our next story would probably say nothing as they all enjoyed their day hunting for Easter eggs. Mike Albanese has the story.
There was a plus and a minus to the snowfall that interrupted our stretch of spring we were having, the fact that we had to dig out those winter jackets again. But the good news, it made the 5th annual Easter egg hunt even more exciting and challenging for the kids.
It's a beautiful day. Too bad about the snow coming, but it was also a blessing. It's easy for the children to find the eggs. They stand out really well, and it's better than being in the mud over in the field.
The event is run by Hill City Kinsmen, and it's a charity-driven event. The hunt drew upwards of 1,500 people this year, and if you ask the kids, each and every one of them had a similar strategy to grabbing as many eggs as possible.
It's like all the kids are running around and stuff like that. Everyone ran and go get eggs. When I got to like run around the whole thing and grab all the Easter eggs, I ran.
35 volunteers dedicated a few hours stuffing 8,000 plastic eggs with 20,000 pieces of chocolate and tickets for special prizes. To the surprise of many, the kids actually enjoyed collecting the eggs opposing to eating their findings, likely because they seemed to disappear pretty quickly after the mobs of kids went after them.
It's really fun. Getting the Easter eggs. When we got the Easter eggs, I got halfway.
And then they were all gone?
Yeah.
Kids aren't the only one who enjoy the event. Even if the house gets a little hectic in the days leading up to the hunt, parents we spoke to all said the smiles on the kids' faces make it well worth it.
Well, I got 3 kids. My kids love this kind of thing. I like to I like to bring my kids out and so they can have fun and enjoy being kids. It's been talked about for the last 2 weeks-ish. Yeah, they were on the countdown for it.
Everyone enjoyed their day at the Kinsman Easter egg hunt. I even got out on the field and grabbed a couple eggs of my own, which I've now lost to some kids. I guess that's the way it should be. Anyways, Mike Albanese, TBT News.
Well, unfortunately, Mike was actually bringing those back for your birthday. Now the day's ruined.
What a nice guy.
I know.
Isn't that nice?
The thought was there, though.
Yeah, what a wild night in the NHL playoffs
That
last
too.
night. 4 games. It was a crazy night, and we'll have highlights for you next.
Well, the Habs and Lightning are starting up tonight.
Yeah, Steven Stamkos only played 4 minutes in the first period the other night. That's got to change, or Tampa Bay could be in danger of being swept. Now, I don't think it'll be a 1-goal game tonight. I'm hoping for no overtime. There's not enough overtime last night. The Stanley Cup playoffs resume on 3 fronts this evening. We'll bring you Game 2 of the Habs Lightning series on Thunder Bay Television CKPR coming up at 7 o'clock. Montreal, of course, took Game 1. Detroit and Boston finally begin their series in Beantown. And Anaheim hosts Dallas. The Ducks lead that one 1-0. Last night in San Jose, the Sharks filled the net against the Kings. Brent Burns with a nice pass out to Joe Pavelski. And he'll show some nice hands as he tucks in the backhander. Sharks take Game 1, 6-3. LA beat them in 7 last year. In St. Louis, the Blues would take the opener in triple overtime, 4-3 over Chicago. Jaden Schwartz from a bad angle scored late in the third, descended to extra time. In New York, Brad Richards had a 3-point night, including a goal. He'll find Derek Stepan in front. Rangers romp in Game 1 over the Flyers, 4-1. And in Colorado, The Avalanche stormed back from a 4-2 deficit in the third to win 5-4 in overtime. Minnesota's Kyle Brodziak with a brutal turnover. Jamie McGinn tucks in Ryan O'Reilly's pass, so they lead that series 1-0. Winnipeg Jets GM Kevin Cheveldayoff has started checking off his priority list. And number one was locking up head coach Paul Maurice, which he did with a new 4-year contract extension earlier this week. He also indicated it's going to be a busy summer. Russ Hobson has the details.
You know, he's the right guy. He's the fit for our organization.
After turning around the Jets' fortunes mid-season, Paul Maurice earning himself some job security with a new 4-year contract to lead the Jets into the foreseeable future.
I wanted to go to Winnipeg and I wanted the family to be part of it. I thought it'd be great for the family. They all smiled and said, let's go. I was sure that this was the place for me, that I was comfortable here, that I thought I could be part of the solution.
The 47-year-old Maurice has also accepted a position to be an assistant on the Team Canada staff for the upcoming World Championships. And it didn't take long for Maurice to win Cheveldayoff over.
He walked in and he made a tremendous impact from the moment he walked in, and we believe that we're just scratching the surface on the impact that he can make on this franchise moving forward.
Cheveldayoff also spoke of the decision to fire Claude Noel, and even 3 months later, it's clear that it was a difficult move to make.
The decision that we made to make a change is still something that deep down hurts in my core, because Claude Noel is a tremendous coach and an even better person.
But the head coaching position was only one of the topics Cheveldayoff met head-on. There's been much speculation among fans whether the team should buy out Andre Pavlik in his over $3 million a year contract. Cheveldayoff could have quite easily danced around the question, but instead left no doubt as to Pavlik's future.
Yes, Andre Pavlik is the #1 goaltender going into next season.
But the future of their 4 unrestricted and 4 restricted free agents is still up in the air. Cheveldayoff admitted getting Devin Setaguchi was a gamble, signaling he probably won't be re-signed. But soon-to-be RFA Michael Frolik is probably the top priority.
We're extremely excited about what Fro did for us, and obviously with Devin, things didn't quite work out as we had hoped. There's going to be some decisions that are going to have to be made on the future of some UFAs. I'd love to find that magic cure to say, okay, if we just get this guy, we're in. But the game doesn't lend itself like that.
Northern Hawks suffered their first loss this afternoon of the Keystone Cup Western Canada Junior B tournament in BC, falling 5-1 to the host squad from Abbotsford, so they'll take a 1-1 record into their game with Saskatoon tonight. Blue Jays wrap up their 9-game road trip with the first of 3 in Cleveland tonight. Last night in Minnesota, Jays Twins rubber match. Pick it up, top 5. Jose Bautista loves playing Minnesota. He'll take Mike Pelfrey deep and out to the second deck and lap. It's his 6th home run and 11th in only 14 games in Minneapolis. Still in the 5th, Canada's Brett Laurie with a soft Texas leaguer to right. Chris Herman mistimes it, and that would allow Edwin Encarnacion to rumble in. It's a 3-run 5th as Twins reliever Samuel Dodondo goes home with a comebacker from Ryan Goins, but the catcher drops the ball. It's 5-1 Toronto, but the Twins mount the comeback. In the home half, Dustin McGowan gone after Chris Colabello goes down the line for a double. Brian Dozier and Joe Mauer score. Minnesota takes 2 of 3 from the Jays, winning 9-5. The Toronto Raptors open their first-round playoff series at the Hangar tomorrow afternoon against Brooklyn. It's been 6 long years since the Raps have made the NBA playoffs, but the overachieving Raptors can't wait to take the court against the Nets team they beat twice in 4 regular season meetings.
As the Toronto Raptors prepare for their first playoff game in 6 years, the team is counting on you to make a difference.
I hope they embrace us, I think we want to make that building on Saturday and whenever we play here like a living hell, for those teams.
To help rev you up, this flashy ad campaign, We the North.
I hope they come out and they're loud as hell and makes things difficult for Brooklyn and make it a home court advantage.
So the excitement is there. It's a great time for our organization. It's something we've been working to get to.
Nobody has worked harder than a pair of Raptor veterans.
DeRozan drives.
Both DeMar DeRozan and Amir Johnson are in their 5th year with Toronto, with DeRozan finally getting his first shot at the postseason.
I mean, it feels good, That's what you work in the offseason for, to make the playoff, to get your team to the playoff. So it definitely means a lot. And it's just cool, to see the fans, backing us and the energy that they had, especially through the tough seasons, and stick through it with us.
Great pass, the extra pass, and Amir Johnson.
Johnson has played 11 career playoff games with Detroit and is looking forward to once again competing in a win-or-go-home atmosphere.
This is definitely going to be exciting. The city's been buzzing for a couple weeks, and I know everybody's excited. And we have a bigger focus. We definitely have to focus in the game.
Arnaldo goes in with.
If they can maintain that focus, who knows how far this team can go.
Valanciunas with a two-handed hammer.
Rob Leth, Global News.
Veteran receiver Robert Meacham's returning to New Orleans, seeking a one-year contract. And as Milos Raonic lost his quarterfinal match this morning at the Monte Carlo Masters Clay Court Tournament. He fell in straight sets to third seed Stanislas Wawrinka. And we're less than 2 months away from the World Cup of Soccer in Brazil. Turns out some members of the Whitecaps love playing FIFA's new EA Sports soccer game.
I do play a decent amount, probably a little too much, but it's fun. It's something I relate to, obviously, being a professional soccer player, and it's a way of just relaxing. You go on the couch, you don't have to put any strain on the body. You can just go sit down and relax and just have a good game of FIFA.
The biggest excitement is really this is the first time people have actually got to be inside the Finnish World Cup stadiums. So all of the World Cup stadiums are complete within our game. And I know previously talking to the likes of Landon Donovan, historically, like a lot of players that are going to the World Cup will start playing our game to actually see what it's like in the stadium with the atmosphere that they're actually going to go into in Brazil in a few months.
Look at all that green grass on there.
I know. That's about all the green grass that we'll be seeing over the next few days will be on your video game. But I'll have all those weather details coming up after the break. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to be the greatest birthday weekend for you because we could see snow coming tomorrow, ice pellets, a whole mix of things, unfortunately, that you can't believe is actually occurring at this time of year. But before we get to those temps, let's take a look across the country. Beginning in Vancouver, 12 and sunny skies. Prince George, 7 and cloud. Edmonton, 2 with some high winds and cloudy skies. Some snow in Calgary at 1. Saskatoon 2 and Regina 3. They will be experiencing some cloud and rain through much of the evening. Moving into Manitoba, -4 in Churchill with some, the sun is definitely shining there. Into Winnipeg, 7 degrees, some sun and cloud. As we move into Sault Ste. Marie, 0 degrees and cloudy skies. Toronto 8 with some clouds. Ottawa 8 degrees, in Quebec City 7 with some strong winds and clouds. And the East Coast is definitely, the sun is shining. Fredericton 8, Charlottetown 5 with some sun and cloud. Halifax 1 and St. John 0 with a little bit of sun and cloud. As we look into the region tonight, -1 in Kenora and Red Lake, -2 in Dryden, -3 Sioux Lookout, -10 in both Big Trout Lake and Greenstone, -12 in Armstrong, the coldest in the region for this evening, -8 in Marathon and Sault Ste. Marie, -4 and some clear skies. As we look into temperatures tomorrow, it will warm up a little bit, but not as much as we should be seeing at this time of year. 6 in Kenora, Fort Frances will see a lot of cloud cover and some rain through much of the day, and those clouds will carry up right into Sioux Lookout at 6 degrees. Big Trout Lake 0, some flurries in Greenstone much of tomorrow at 2 degrees. Marathon 3 and Sault Ste. Marie will see some sun and cloud tomorrow at 6 degrees. Currently at this hour, we're sitting at 5 degrees. We're seeing a blend of some sun and cloud to take us into the evening. Winds are traveling from the east-northeast direction at 16 kilometers an hour. And into tonight, temperature will only drop to 0. Unfortunately, we will see periods of freezing rain beginning around midnight. That could take us into tomorrow, so hopefully the driving conditions won't be too bad tomorrow morning. Winds are traveling from the north direction at 16 kilometers an hour. And as we look at our 5-day extended forecast, Saturday, like I said, snow will start arriving. Well, actually, it will be heavy beginning in the morning and throughout much of the afternoon. We could see up to 5 to 10 centimeters, a high of +4 though. Sunday, some sun and cloud, a high of 12. So hopefully anything that hit the ground on Saturday will be melted and gone by Sunday. Monday, partly sunny skies, a high of 9. Tuesday, some sun and cloud, a high of 8. And Wednesday, sunny skies and 7 degrees. So at least Saturday doesn't look too pretty, but the next 4 days after that, the graphics, they don't lie. It's going to be a sunny few days, hopefully. Over the next couple of days, it'll get a little bit warm in here.
Yeah, and if you're lucky enough to have Monday off, I know the school kids do, and obviously teachers, you got pretty good weather there.
I know. Well, good thing we'll be in here. Oh, thank you.